On the other side before, what's it like watching a guy just look like he can't miss when he's in that zone?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously with his length and size, he's a hard guy to contest when he gets it going. You know, we tried to obviously trap him. I thought he and Kawhi, you know, we turned him over a couple times, but probably not enough. But, you know, even when they got off of it, you know, we got hurt on the backside, you know, on some threes. But with both of those two guys' size, you know, they both have the ability to play over you. You know, and clearly for them shooting the ball tonight, they were incredibly efficient.
What do you think about Bowen Tylen? I mean, he steps in for Harden and gets 11 assists. What did you see in terms of trying to contain him? Was just so much attention on George and Leonard that he was able to shake free?
Yeah, I mean, not even that, but he got a lot of catch and shoot opportunities, you know, off of those guys when we were doubling a little bit. He's always been a very good offensive player. He's skilled. He's good with the ball in his hands. He made some threes last game we played them. He's certainly more than capable offensively. But, you know, some of it was, to your point, the attention you're giving to Kawhi and to PG, that, you know, whether it's Norman Powell or him or other guys, you know, you got to kind of maybe live with some of that, you know. And to their credit, they stepped up and made some shots.
Billy, I know you got to watch the film, but you mentioned the backside threes. Was the rotation a little slow, or was it just them just hitting shots?
Yeah, I probably got to watch the film, but I think we were in some long runs, and part of the reason we were in long runs is because we were coming with those guys when they were posting. They weren't really like on the lane line. Those rotations are a little bit easier. They're shorter because that's what I want to look at is, you know, could we have traded it off and maybe had someone else go instead? But I know where we were trapping those guys in between the lane line and the sideline. That's a long run rotation-wise. And, you know, Paul hit one back there, Bones hit one back there, but there was some long rotation. But I probably would really want to look at the film first, but that's how I felt watching it.
Billy, three-point shooting, I mean, you shot well from three-point range yourself, but then they make 23s. I mean, offense wasn't the problem tonight, you thought? It was defense? Or did you not like the offense as well?
No, I mean, I in the first half I didn't because we turned it over 10 times. You know, I thought we really kind of dug ourselves a hole going into the half. I think we were down maybe 11 or 12. We had 10 turnovers. I thought we did a much, much better job of taking care of the ball. You know, at times scoring was a little bit of a struggle for us. You know, I did think we generated some pretty good looks. And, you know, in the second half I thought we were much better offensively. But, you know, it's hard for us to play Kawhi and Paul one-on-one, you know, and sometimes you've got to bring help. And I thought they did a good job of getting off of it. And, you know, to Joe's point, you know, the rotations I want to take a look at, but, you know, maybe we could have done better. But that's what happens sometimes when you try to get the ball out of those guys' hands. You leave yourself vulnerable if the ball gets swung to somebody else.
Do you get frustrated with the fact that it seems like you guys get to 4 games under 500, 3 games, 2, and then it's back down to 3. It's almost like you guys are kind of spinning in mud this part of the season, even though it feels like the basketball has been better at times. In the standings, you're still locked into 9. Yeah. You're still kind of sitting where you've been sitting. Frustrating might be not the right word, but
no, you know,
disheartening. Is it?
No, I mean, I think that the hard part, you know, for us is just, you know, at times having guys in and out and not being whole. You know what I mean, and having to rely on different guys in different situations. I thought tonight was a great learning experience for Io, because I think this was a game where maybe he, you know, really could have generated more downhill and maybe tried to create some closeouts for some guys. So I think he can really get better from this game. You know, we shot the ball fairly well. I give Javon Carter a lot of credit in terms of keeping himself ready, not playing last night. You know, we're going to miss Kobe scoring. You know, we got basically those guys, Kobe and Patrick and Zach, you know, the other guys have had to step up. So you at times we're fighting for consistency, I think is what you know, we got to find is that consistency. But I mean, I like the way our guys competed tonight. You know, it was a hard game last night going into overtime. But I think you guys mentioned before the game, Indiana had the same situation coming out of Oklahoma City, right? They had this is kind of what we all signed up for. It's back-to-back, you got to play, and it's kind of like next man up. I thought we competed, but I don't know, to your point, if it's the frustrating or disappointing, the word is just the consistency. You know, can we get the consistency at a higher level? And that requires everybody raising it too. And but I did think the guys really competed and gave us everything they had. You know, we ran in against a team tonight that shot the ball incredibly well.
Limited in your optionality defensively, and that's probably a bigger picture question rather than just tonight, but just how you play. Like Pat's out, so you can't really go like small at center. Like, are you limited in your options?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I just didn't know if we were going to be able to score enough when, they played Kawhi and Paul pretty much the first quarter, then brought them back in the second quarter. And I just thought, going into the fourth, I think it was maybe a 12 or a 14-point game. There would maybe be an opportunity with those guys off the floor. They came back with Paul to start the fourth. Could we play big and generate some offense that way towards the basket? And I thought Andre and Vooch did a nice job in there. But then they come back in with Kawhi. I looked at it for a possession or two. Highland made a three, and it wasn't Drum's fault. He did a really good job defensively. But, at the wing spots, sometimes necessarily playing small is not so much of an option for us right now, but the options for us is playing big. That's maybe where we can do something a little bit different. And, again, I thought Drum staying in there gave us really good energy when Vooch came back in to start the fourth. So it is what it is. We got to deal with what we have, and I think there's enough there in the locker room that we can be better and hopefully work towards being more consistent. I think the guys battled and competed, but, it just wasn't enough, quite honestly. It wasn't enough. Didn't make enough plays.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Yep.